I came here to save you. Oh, yeah? And who's gonna come to save you? I told you. Don't call me Junior.
Honey, you got something stuck in your throat over there, it sounds like. What's going on over there?
Nook,
Nook, huh?
Nook, nee. Nook, nee. And welcome to another completely intangible episode of the Wizard Nerdcast, where if you don't speak Klingon, hash so. I'm your host, Jane, here as always with my trusted Jup Totsa.
Jimmy Crackcorn.
And we are here to indeed rock you like a slight gust of wind. This week, we're going to be chatting it up about the 5 megaton bomb that Marvel recently dropped on us. Maris created a new fun little game for us to play, aptly titled, Where Were They Then? We'll also be reviewing Betrayal.
Sounds like the best part of the show.
No, that's coming up with the Hudson fact.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is in there.
Listen, me talking is the best part of the show. Go ahead.
We'll also be reviewing Betrayal at House on the Hill, a horror-based board game that keeps it both fresh and creepy for your stone nightmarish pleasure, along with the usual Who Would Wins, chock full of the unusual characters fighting to the death, and of course, a Hudson fact. But before all that, let me just remind you all of what you will be doing with your new Friday nights, which used to be full of either pre-gaming for an awesome party/club scenario scene, or more likely, nothing cool. Starting this week, the Wizard Nerdcast will be released at 4 p.m. EST every Friday. You will assimilate playlists. Resistance is futile. so
Resistance is futile.
Futile. Exterminate. So let's get to it. Tanelli, why don't you tell us about the Marvel reboot?
Alright, so basically, it looks like, well, no, it is. Marvel's going to go the way that DC constantly goes in the last 30 years. They're rebooting their whole universe. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I'm cool. The whole thing started off with a chair fart.
I was like, ugh.
It's just like, alright, well, so, boom.
Listen, let's be fair. It's acceptable.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's acceptable. But
continuing.
Basically what we have is Marvel seems to be rebooting their universe. And it's really something for Marvel because as convoluted as you can get with 70 years or however long they've been on there, their history hasn't got as bad as, say, DC's did and through 86. But what they're doing is a couple months ago, and I was telling some of you yesterday, DC started releasing these really, posters and images to all the news sources, and it was like Age of Ultron and Siege, and I think one was like Peter Parker and Mary Jane getting married, and then it had these different taglines on it, but it had a date of 2015. And nobody knew what the hell they were talking about. Whether they were talking about new volumes coming out, they just wouldn't specify. And then
they were just being ominous about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then at the beginning of the week, they dropped the bomb that they're rebooting, that the Marvel Universe and Ultimate Universe, as we know it, is coming to a halt. And
so are you saying it's going to be like a new 52 scenario?
I don't know, because they're giving you just enough information to sit there on the edge of the seat waiting for more, because they're not telling you exactly what they're doing. What they're saying is they're redoing another Secret Wars event. This is their big event coming up April-ish, most likely.
It's so weird.
Yeah, and then
that's totally Marvel's style, though. To be like, it's very like 1940s Carnival Barker over dramatic shit. Like they always been good at that.
Doing. Like even if you compare how they let out their press releases, like they have a big press release thing, invite the fans and everybody else, and they let everybody know what's going on with their movies. They had Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans there, And then DC just kind of hears a press release, leads it out into the news, and doesn't even contact any of the sources. Just lets everybody find it themselves.
Right.
So Marvel knows how to hold your attention. But yeah, Secret Wars is gonna lead into this thing called Battle Worlds, and then we're gonna get basically what we do, a bunch of who would wins on alternate history characters fighting other characters.
That's weird.
Alternate universe. There's even some stuff in the rumor mill that once everything's clear, we might get Miles Morales and Peter Parker in our universe. Miles Morales being the ultimate Spider-Man, half Puerto Rican, half this, that, and the other thing character.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah. So
Does that have anything to do with Rags Morales?
no, that's an artist. For
Yeah.
DC and Marvel.
I know. I was just thinking though. I was like, I wonder if that's like a nod to him. You know?
But yeah, I think it's crazy. Every book is going to come to an end. They've said there's not going to be any stragglers here or there. There might be one or two that run a little bit concurrent with parallel to Secret Wars, but they are going to end.
That's
And
wild.
it's going to be something different. It's going to change in some form or another. I just can't believe they're actually going about doing it.
Yeah.
DC's done it. Did it in '86 with Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was fantastic.
Yes.
Then they did it again
Yes.
for the 20th anniversary. Kind of did it again with Infinite Crisis and Superboy because he punched the walls of reality and made Jason Todd alive.
Yeah.
But and not
Yep.
Lazarus Pit.
Don't look at me.
Oh, I am.
But DC's done it, and then they just did the New 52. So DC's done it 3, probably more than that, because there was 0 Hour and other shit that they redid 100 times. So, but I just think it's crazy what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. It's pretty wild. It's like, yeah, I guess Marvel doesn't really do shit like that very often.
They've never really rebooted, and if they did, they kept it in the same universe. Like Spider-Man's identity was public during Civil War.
Right.
That was the big thing that Iron Man did with, with the Registration Act. And then it was this really crappy One More Day storyline where Spider-Man history gets warped up, but they play off of it, kind of.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's always directly in line with what's going on.
Yeah, like it never, it affects the Marvel Universe as a whole, but it doesn't change all these great stories we know.
And you know why that is? It's because they made a thing out of the what ifs very early on. Like
Right, yeah.
Marvel did the
Right.
what if comic books.
Right,
Like
absolutely.
I actually have the whole collection of all the what ifs on the computer.
Download? That
Yeah.
is awesome.
It's so fucking great. And I have a lot of the posters, the covers will pop up on the desktop too every once in a while. But yeah, they've always made it as hey, here's something fun and silly, you know.
Right, exactly.
Whereas DC was just hey, here's what would have happened, we think this could be cool.
Right.
And so they've always seen it as something they know it's kind of a cheap way out, and they just kind of accept it as that, and then just stick to their universe. Everything counts in Marvel.
Exactly. And every time they've always done it, it always felt like only a handful of people knew about it inside their company, because stories just come to these abrupt ends in the old comic books, which I hate it, because Brightest Day, which came out of Blackest Night, was such a great story and it set up so much.
Right.
And then they just fucking wiped it away when the New 52 came around.
Yeah.
It just completely obliterated everything.
It's kind of a shame. It kind of it doesn't build as deep of a passion when you with Marvel. You can have a legitimate history with Marvel,
Right.
where with DC it's just I read it up to this point and then I kind of got out of it,
And that's what happened to me. When I was forced to stop collecting, God, I guess it was 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago now. I had stopped exactly a year into the New 52. But falling out of it, I was already losing interest, I was only collecting for the sake of collecting.
Right,
and I
right.
I never wanted to be that collector, that guy.
Yeah.
I want good stories, which is why Capullo and, why can't I think of the guy writing it? His Batman with the Court of Owls was so good.
Was it Snyder?
Snyder.
Yeah.
Snyder, that's what it was.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's so good, and I was okay with that. But then I fell off of everything else, because I bought all the New 52 books. I had all 52 first issues, every single one of them. And then a couple dropped the first month, then I dropped more the second month. By the time the 12th month came around, I was only reading a couple of them.
Yeah.
But with Marvel, I'm interested to see what the hell they're going to do and keep it interesting.
I don't know. Really interested. I really like what I've only read very little of the New 52 stuff, but
Right.
I really like what I have read so far.
No, and the New 52 stuff's great. It for the most part, like Aquaman, amazing. Aquaman all of a sudden's a badass character. We got Court of Owls, which you could have gotten before, but at the same time, it's still so good.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It really is. And that they have a movie coming out, a cartoon movie. I thought
For
it was,
Court of Owls?
I thought it was just Batman versus Robin. It's what it's called. It's what it's titled.
Oh,
but the
I saw
fucking
that.
Court of Owls is in it, and now I want to get this movie.
Oh,
Oh my god.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really need to download all the movies that have come out in cartoons over the last couple of years because I feel like I've missed a couple. You know?
DC dominates when it comes. Like Marvel dominates the
Cartoon movies,
cinematic
yeah,
version.
definitely.
DC dominates animated form.
Fuck yeah,
Hands down.
for sure.
And they do it so well.
Well, they didn't
You
used
know?
to though. Marvel used to be a
But once-
strong underdog back in the '90s with
No,
the
right.
X-Men and shit.
But once Batman came out, once the
Spider-Man.
animated series Batman came out,
Yeah.
from that point on, DC has dominated.
Yeah, even like Batman Beyond and shit.
Yeah,
even
which was
Brave,
awesome.
Brave and the Bold
Brave and the
is
Bold.
still
Yeah.
fucking
And
cool.
Justice League
Yeah.
Superhero Squad and shit.
Right.
Like for little kids, but that shit's still cool. You
I'm
know?
watching it.
I love that the dude from Office Space is Batman in the Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
What's his face from Drew Carey show was Batman. Was
That's what I'm talking
Batman.
about.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
talking-
He's
he was
the
in Office
neighbor
Space?
in Office Space.
Oh shit, he was.
Hey Peter.
That's right.
Channel 9 breast exam. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's fucking him. Like, yeah,
That
it's
is
great.
so cool.
But what are you hoping to see in
I
the
just-
reboot?
I mean, I guess you could call me a Feyweather collector these days, but I still stay current, try and stay current with what's going on. I want them to stop with all their Avenger-centric stuff. I get why they're doing it because
It's a moneymaker.
right. Anything with that A logo on it now is, boom, hands down. It's exploding. It's coming off the shelves.
Cash money.
Right, exactly. I want to see interesting stories, and I think that's what everybody wants to see. I'm tired of the 90s was great for hologram covers and fucking Jim Lee doing a 13-page fold-out or something.
But you know, that's what another thing I loved about the New 52 is all the really sweet ass fucking hollow covers they did for them. They were so great.
Because we're old enough now, you know what I mean, where that's nostalgic to us. And
were
we're gonna
so
buy
sweet,
it,
though.
and they ain't like that's that '80s nostalgia reboot thing that happened in the early aughts. You know what I mean? Now it's the 90s.
early aughts.
Hey, gotta get used to saying it, right? You know,
No,
but
I
now it's
like
90s.
saying aughts. That's good.
And in
Aughts.
10, 15 years, it'll be the early 2000s having a nostalgia thing. You know?
Ugh.
Yeah. How make you feel old then? Right?
I'm already having nostalgia for the early 2000s. That wasn't far away from the 90s. There were some still like very 90s things
that
going
fell-
on then.
That traveled into it. Yeah, absolutely. Like I didn't realize until looking up all the old cartoons for the 90s cartoon show we did.
It's like, wow, this shit came out in the 2000s. Like,
Yeah.
it's like that was still a big part of my childhood.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely something to keep an eye on because it's Marvel in general, and it's the whole universe.
Of course.
And, but I hope some good stories come out of it. I really do.
Now, DK, you like we've said before, you don't really read comics, but like you know about
Correction. I don't not really read comics. I just
You don't read comics.
You read
Right.
6 pages of a comic book.
I lied. It was more like 4. I like skimmed through it.
Still, you don't read comics, but how do you feel about the fact that like a universe that's been around, 70 years is like changing everything they've done, and just it's coming to an end. It's like, how do you think that is going to affect what's happening now with movies and shit?
I don't have really necessarily a problem or really care, I guess, because the Marvel movies were the ones I really didn't have any interest in. I didn't like the Marvel movies. I didn't like
Really?
Spider-Man. I didn't really like X-Men.
What's wrong with X-Men?
No,
To be honest, like you know, I'm a horror fan.
Right.
I wanted to see like more blood and gore. I mean, I understand why they couldn't, because it's a comic book movie based for like, I guess, kids or whatever, so they couldn't do that. But
Right.
if you see Wolverine stabbing 3 fucking giant claws through
Yeah.
someone and coming out, it's not going to be 3 little pimple worth of blood coming down the back. You know what I mean? You're going to see fucking guts spewing out of their stomach.
Yeah,
Wait.
but they had to keep the PG-13.
What's the
shit.
deal with bloody pimples?
Bloody pimples?
I mean, you pop
when
them, you
pick
get a
at
little
'em.
triplet.
It hurt, man. I got one behind my ear right now. It
Yeah,
fucking
I
hurt.
had one there in the same spot. I hated it.
I know, man. Fucking sucks.
Stop wiping your face, guys. All right, there's no markings on you guys. Fucking AccuV commercial over here.
I know, right?
Isn't that a fucking contact lens?
I don't know.
AccuV?
This is the first thing that came to my head.
I don't know, maybe.
Well, they got them clean skin people on them commercials too, because it's all their face.
You say it like it's a racial slur. Them clean skinned people.
Them fair complexion folk.
Them people who've never had a pimple a day in their life.
You don't know.
No, I had lots of zits when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, fuck.
I was lucky I didn't. I didn't have the zits on my face. I never had that issue.
Yeah, no, I had beautiful skin up until like 2 years ago.
I have bitch skin, but I didn't get much shit. Like I burn real easy. Fucking, I have really fair skin.
No complaints over here.
Marijuana. Why are we talking about zits and shit?
Because that's what happens when you smoke pot.
How about you? Give me how you feel about this reboot situation.
I'm excited about it. Marvel hasn't let me down so far. It's a big change for them.
Yeah.
Like a huge change, but so far they've maintained a universe over decades of like releasing comics, and they've done a really good job at doing it. So that's a lot of planning ahead and a lot of being careful. So if they want to restart, maybe they've just kind of written themselves into a corner as far as the universe goes, and it's just like, hey, why don't we just like give it a shot doing a reboot? I'm cool with it. I think they'll do fine.
I just hope they don't go and go, okay, now we're pretty much in line with the movie universe. Like, that's the only thing I don't want to see. Other than that, like, okay, I get, like, they added Clark Gregg's character into the regular universe. And that's awesome. Clark Gregg is awesome. And they did it for his character anyway, they did it in such a smooth way that it was cool. But then they added Black Nick Fury into it. And Black Nick Fury ends up being the son of regular Nick Fury, and his name wasn't Nick Fury; it was Marcus something. No,
regular Nick Fury.
Yeah, regular Nick, white Nick Fury.
White Nick.
There we go.
Right.
If you're gonna call one of them Black Nick Fury, you can't call the other one regular Nick Fury.
All right, fair enough. But and that was
racist son of a bitch.
I'm not racist. I hate everyone equally. Okay. All right.
Would you read that on a T-shirt in the
dude,
2000s?
It's totally a t-shirt. I see that on a t-shirt.
I so hate
You bought
everyone
from Hot
equally.
Topic.
It was way out. Get it right.
Ah, shit. So more expensive.
Right. It probably cost me a blowjob. But,
You mean a slushy?
slushy, that's right. Slushy. Blowjobs are slushies from now on.
Slurpees.
No, slushy.
Slushies. All right.
Slushy.
You know they didn't hear that initial conversation, so they're gonna have no idea what we're talking about.
No.
But
So we'll have to talk about.
I don't
Wait,
know.
don't realize that.
It's going to be interesting regardless. It should be pretty fun.
So
Agreed.
what are they doing? Like, are they like fuck? No, not like I was listening to him, but like,
I know,
is
I'm
it
just
not going to be Peter Parker
No,
being
it'll
Spider-Man?
still be when they reboot.
Like, is
when
it going to be a new Spider-Man who doesn't have an Uncle Ben that dies?
No, well,
It could
basically,
be,
It could
right?
be, but basically, what they do when most places reboot, they're like Mar said, they back themselves into a corner with certain characters and probably key characters, like Spider-Man, for instance, and
Like killing all their friends and family and then not
Right.
having anybody left.
So what they're doing is they're restarting. They're picking and choosing what, at least normally with a reboot, they pick and choose what part of the history they want to keep, and then they go, the rest of this didn't happen. This person's now alive. That person never died. This person is now this
So they're
superhero.
fixing their fuck ups.
Basically,
Basically.
it's basically a way to clean up
Okay.
their fuck ups. But see what happens, at
Big
least in my
whiteout.
opinion, they do it and then it ruins certain things for me. You know,
Because it's already instilled into your head that certain things happen. Like if
Right.
they unkill Uncle Ben, you're like,
well, not only that,
Unkill.
like
Uncle
you can't
Ben's gonna
get
be
to a
Dr.
certain
Ock now.
point,
wasn't
too.
there a what if Uncle Ben never died?
There's a what if for everything.
Yeah, no,
There
Marvel did that
really
one.
is.
That was an old one too.
But I don't know. They do it so often. Like the New 52, they kept everything that happened right before it with Batman and Green Lantern because they put so much effort into Jeff Johns with Green Lantern and all the
Volume
different
2.
corps.
Oh.
Like everything Jeff Johns did with Green Lantern still happened. But then everything that's happened to Superman that we know of hasn't happened. He didn't fight Doomsday and die.
Which is crazy
he didn't
because
come back to
there
life.
was so much events in the Green Lantern world. You know what I mean? Like,
And then they're saying that the New 52 was only 5 years old. So now you're telling me fucking everything that happened to the Green Lantern
happened in 5 years.
Hey, yeah, right. But then at the same time, he didn't go crazy because Superman didn't fight Batman. I mean, Superman didn't fight Doomsday and die, and fucking War World didn't happen. Like, you know what I mean? So he didn't become Parallax, so it didn't create the Yellow Lanterns. That's what I mean. So I could do this for an hour, but it's the truth.
And
No,
then
tell
there
me
would have
more
never-
things you didn't do.
There would have never been need for any of the other. You would have never been introduced to like.
Right, none of the other colors would have happened,
Yeah.
and that's what I hate when they reboot shit and then they pick and choose. It's either do everything or fucking
Either
don't do it at all.
restart fresh or don't
Or get a
do
better
it.
They
writer on
potentially
somebody else.
change members of the X-Men with this?
Absolutely. Some of them could have never happened. Like right now, they just got done this giant story where they killed fucking Wolverine. And Wolverine's dead. He lost his healing factor. He's dead. And in the Ultimate Universe, they fucking killed half the superhero population. And Wolverine's dead in that universe. But then there's now another Wolverine with 2 claws. So who the fuck knows what they're really going to end up doing?
X28 or
I
whatever.
like that.
23.
23. That was his
23, I always say
daughter.
28.
Omega Red or something was his name.
Oh, the Russian guy with the tentacles.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
I liked him.
No, Omega Red is right.
X23. I thought it was.
X-23 was a chick.
Yeah, I thought it was a clone.
It is.
It's a clone, yeah, but it ends up being like his daughter type of
Wow.
deal.
Like a Boba Fett situation.
Right. Yeah, no, right, exactly.
I mean, that's what I relate it to.
You know what? Weirdly, yes.
Yeah,
Like
weirdly.
a lot like that situation. Wait a minute.
Hey,
But-
Stan. What's going on there?
Marvel's phoning it in. They're just like, I don't know. What are we watching today? Yeah, do that.
So they could potentially have Magneto be like the leader of the X-Men and Xavier.
That shit already happened
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, that was Age of Apocalypse. I'm like, is he describing Age of Apocalypse?
Oh, I don't know comics. Dude.
Yeah, no, that happened. Wow, all right, I'm going to say this out loud. And every time I have to say this stuff out loud instead of reading it in my head, it already sounds weird. Xavier's son traveled back in time to try and kill Magneto.
Okay.
But young Xavier jumped in the way of his son trying to kill Magneto, and his son ends up killing Xavier. So then, by Xavier dying, Magneto goes, I need to make his dream live on. And he starts leading the X-Men. But because Xavier wasn't around, certain things didn't happen, and Apocalypse ends up taking over the world.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's really awesome.
So it's basically like a Boba Fett situation.
I don't know who Boba Fett is.
Sort of like that.
He hasn't seen Star Wars. Now for something completely different. You've all seen those VH1 specials on washed up actors and musicians talking about what they're doing now and what happened to them like after they fell off the grid. Well, Mare has decided we should inform the world of what they did before they were important. So it's time for Where Were They Then? The part of the show where Mare gives us some info about a star and then tells us what they were up to before they
Really?
came that star, only with his own little M. Night Shyamalan on it. He will read us 2 scenarios for each subject. One the truth, another a juxtaposition of lies vomited from his brain, and then we will decide as a group which one we think is really real. Mare, who's our first star?
I cleaned my M. Night car with my M. Night chamois.
Did you have an M Night Shyamalan?
Shammy wow.
That's
Chamois.
awesome.
All right.
I'm glad I'm the only one that didn't know what we were playing because now this sounds really interesting and I don't
It's
have
fun.
to fake interest.
Oh,
Like-
did you not know about the game?
No, I didn't. Like you guys have been talking about this game for the last 2 days, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna listen to it when we play. So,
Fair enough.
So-
Let me make sure I got my my references up here. All right.
All right, what do you got for us?
Yeah,
What are we
let's
doing?
start with. Let's start with.
so wait, you're gonna give us a name.
And you guys, I'll give you 2 options for a job that this person really had before they got into show business.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with Danny Devito because it's really funny.
All right.
So ready for this, baby?
I'm so ready. What did Danny DeVito do?
What did Danny DeVito do? Was he
Where was he then?
was he a hairdresser or a professional knife thrower?
Wait.
Now hold on.
It is one of these 2
are you
things.
saying he was the target for the knife throwing, or he was
He
the
threw
thrower?
knives.
Thrower. He'd be the target would be too small. It'd be like cheating.
Yeah, but like you post him up in the middle of the circle, and then you spin him, and he's in the dead center.
It's like a tiny circle.
Right, exactly.
No, he was the thrower.
I can't see him doing either fucking one of them with them little arms throwing fucking knives. Like,
But
and then
actually, you know what?
he
I'm
would have.
going with that one.
Yeah.
That's the one I'll go with.
I think it's
I'm gonna
I
go
think
with
he
the
was
circus act.
No, I think he was a
Just
hairdresser.
look at him. Look at
No,
that man. He's
yeah.
literally a freak show.
All right, I'll give you that. But like, I don't think he wanted to be a freak show. So I think he was a
See the
hairdresser.
human seal.
Right, exactly. Like everything in
I'm
the
not
Batman
gonna lie,
Returns
dude.
was
That's the
Danny
human
DeVito
walrus.
is fucking amazing.
Yes,
yeah.
So I do
completely.
not want to insult him by saying this. I don't think he would be able to really reach their hair.
No, right, me
when they're
neither.
sitting in a
But-
beauty, because they sit high. Them
Yeah,
chairs
but they
are
have
like.
steps.
Them old blue hairs.
What, are you kidding me?
But he has little arms, dude. He's got such little arms.
I'm
to
saying,
throw a knife.
I don't care who's who. Would you fucking subject yourself to stepping on a stool to do somebody's hair?
I'll tell you this much: you guys don't have to agree. As long as you have an opinion, we're playing.
All right. Well, I think he was a hairdresser.
I'm
I'm
gonna
saying
go to
knife thrower.
throwing.
You two knife thrower. Well, it's interesting you say that thing about him not being able to reach their hair because he was a hairdresser.
Fuck yeah!
Not only was he a hairdresser, but he was a hairdresser for dead women.
Ah.
What?
He worked in a morgue, and his older sister taught him how to cut hair so he could get a job cutting old ladies' hair and styling it for when they have open casket funerals.
Oh my
That is
God.
fucking
That is
awesome.
that is a Danny DeVito job for
That
reals.
is fucking great.
That is where he was then.
All right.
See that too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do another one here. I got 4 actually, so we'll just run through them real quick. Chances are I'm only gonna do this bit once.
Yeah, no,
'cause-
you're good.
but we'll see. Hugh Jackman. Now,
Huge check.
was-
Wolverine. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know.
was he a party clown or a PE teacher?
I can so see him being a PE teacher. But I want to see him as a party clown.
You know what?
He wasn't that ripped when he got
But
it
you
when
know
he
what?
started
PE
either.
teacher doesn't seem like anything is a big deal. The last one he did hairdresser for a mortician. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go
I
with
get
PE
it.
teacher, and it seems legit
No.
because he's like kind of jacked anyway. He's
I think-
Jackman. You know.
Oh, that's why he's named that.
Yes.
No, I think it was a party clown. He's got it because he's very like loud without being gay, kind of in a loud gay kind of
Yeah.
way. Like does Broadway, he sings, he fucking
That's true.
You know, he's very flamboyant when you see him in interviews.
Wasn't he in Les Mis?
He was in Les Mis. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But he does Broadway productions too.
Yeah, I've
I'm
heard
go-
he's a singer.
I think he was a party clown.
I'm going party clown.
I think he was a party clown.
Party clown, and you say PE teacher.
Yeah, let's go.
What do we got?
All right, it's a trick question. He's actually both.
No shit.
Yeah. He was a PE teacher, and during that, he was also a party clown. He would charge $50 for a party.
That
To do
is
a party.
awesome.
Yep.
That invoice probably goes for a ton of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's probably
right.
somebody collecting those on an invoice.
Speaking of
Definitely.
superheroes dressed up in costumes and shit, did you guys hear about the bet between was it Chris Evans?
Chris
and,
Evans and Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
To do what?
It's a sports thing, so you might want to get your pillow before you fall asleep.
Fair enough.
It's
Nah,
for the
so-
Super Bowl.
yeah.
If
Oh.
Chris Pratt's team wins, Chris Evans has to go to. He chose a children's hospital dressed up as Captain America with the shield, visit the kids, and if Evans wins, Chris Pratt has to go to Evans Children's Hospital dressed up as Star-Lord and visit them.
First of
Why
all,
is that like a?
First of all, that's adorable. Second of all, that's not a bet. Like,
No, right? No,
that-
you're absolutely right.
That's a charity event.
It
and
started as them poking
And it's all-
fun at each other.
It's also just saying that both of them were kind of too lazy just to go do it. On
That's
their
what
own.
I'm saying. Like, it's like saying
very
that's a bet
challenged.
is saying that neither of them want to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta read if you read the tweet war that went back and forth between them, 'cause that's where it was. It was on Twitter. They're doing nothing but poking fun at each other and calling the other teams names. You know what I mean, making fun of them.
Yeah.
And then Pratt called out Evans on it, and like it's cool though. I mean, I think
No, it's
I think
cool
it'd
of
be
them
cool
to
either
do.
way.
And you know what? They're both gonna do it either way.
No, and I
Yeah,
think you're right.
yeah.
I do. I really think you're right there.
I think they'll both just do both hospitals.
Right?
you
Yeah.
know?
All right.
So,
What do you got for us?
So we got another one here. Christopher Walken, our man. We all know he was a tap dancer at one point.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You never seen that Fat Boy Slim video?
No.
Oh,
he
it's
does
really
the,
good.
He does all this.
He tap dances.
Those are all
S-
moves.
so Chris, he does all his own moves, all his vaguely dancing, creepy moves. Like,
All the flipping off balconies and stuff he does.
Yeah, that all
he
happens.
Does that too.
yeah. No wire work. Was Christopher Walken a taxidermist or a lion tamer?
Oh my god!
Now, I can see that man doing either.
Yeah, right. So can I. Like, I absolutely see
He's just mysterious enough.
Yeah, right. Like, I can see him going, like, I do a really bad Christopher Walken, but, like, standing up there with a chair. Like, in his swaying motion back and forth with
back!
Yeah, that I say.
It's fucking weird.
That's where that came from when he was a lion. Yeah! Like,
Right?
that was his lion tamer
He
days.
blew out his voice.
What do you think, DK?
I'm still thinking.
A taxidermist.
Attack.
I think the lion tamer's just too crazy, even for Christopher Walken.
I don't know, man.
I
I feel
think
like
he
he
was-
goes to the limit. He takes it to the limit.
No, I think he was a taxidermist. Because that's a whole different kind of crazy too, man. You gotta make these dead things look alive. You gotta,
Right.
Like that is creepy as shit,
Yeah,
man.
and good taxidermy is good. Like, it's weird good.
Why do you think
Like,
he's still alive?
he's
Look at those
actually-
eyes. He's just
Nick
stuffed.
Fury taxidermy to look like a guy named Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
His face is just a mask they put on different people.
It's a Mission Impossible.
Well, Tonelli settled on the taxidermist idea.
I
What do
think
you
so.
two think?
I'm gonna say lion tamer.
What about you, DK?
See, it's a hard one because I mean,
Right.
it's fucking Walken. I don't think he could do either of them. You're saying he did one of
It's
them for a
awful.
living.
Absolutely.
So I have to pick one of them. I'm just gonna say fucking go lion tamer.
All right.
What we got?
Lion tamer.
Get the fuck out of here.
Not only that, he was also a clown when he was younger, but he tamed lions when he was 15. He was a lion tamer's assistant, and which just means not that he didn't tame lions. It just means that he only trained one lion, as opposed to the lion tamer
right.
who did a few at once.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So wait, you're telling me
And-
Christopher Walken came up in a carnival?
Yeah, well, I don't know how
Circus?
if he came up there, but he was young and in a carnival, so. But he said it was more like a dog than anything. The lion was actually like 50 years old or something. He's just like, it was really docile. But just picture Christopher Walken saying
Yeah.
he's just like, oh, it was more than a dog than anything. He's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. But that's something he would say. Like,
yeah.
Fucking Christopher Walken here, guys.
fucking
Like,
lion tamer.
Give him more cowbell.
that's what that lion needs. It's a little more cowbell.
That's great.
All right, I got one more for you.
All right.
This is a fun one. Whoopi Goldberg. Was she a morgue beautician or a bricklayer?
Bricklayer. She looks like a bricklayer. She does.
She's definitely a brick.
She's built like a
house.
brick. Like if you looked at me and said that this guy's a bricklayer, yeah, okay. Like,
Right,
you
I
know
see
I
what
mean?
you're saying,
She
yeah.
looks like a bricklayer.
She's got the stockiness of a
right,
bricklayer.
exactly. She was a fucking bricklayer. Absolutely.
What about you, honey? What do you think?
I think she was
What do you think, though?
the beauty mortician,
Yeah.
which is what you should have labeled David Devito's job instead of hairstylist.
That's all he did. He wasn't a beautician. He literally just styled their hair. Like, he was a hairdresser.
For the day.
For the day.
For the day.
I'm gonna go with beauty mortician as well because that's a fucking
Oh,
sweet
yes.
ass job.
More beautician, yeah. All right. The answer, again, was a trick. She was both.
I
What kind of game are
I
you
knew
pulling
she was a
here?
fucking bricklayer.
Yeah.
That is great.
She was both. She said about being a bricklayer. She was just like, well, I was young and I needed money and I didn't want to turn tricks. So
Oh my God, she would never turn a trick. That'd be.
Except on
You
Ted
and Whoopi
Danson.
go way
I don't know,
back.
dude.
Except on Ted Danson.
have you seen Ghost? And that's it for me.
That's fucking great.
Well,
That was fun.
that was a lot of fun. And now, Rabies and Cenobites, it's time for Who Would Win, the part of the show where we tear two unsuspecting heroes of fantasy from their homes and throw them into the Fourth Wall Coliseum, where they will fight until we decide who gains the Heck Hoof. The competitors can be anyone in the history of the universe of entertainment and are chosen by us, as well as some submitted by you. But, like, how do I do that, Jan? Well, it's simple. You may submit your matchups to us on Facebook.com/WizardNerdcast or on Twitter after you follow us at WizardNerdcast. After we announce the matchup, we will have 2 minutes to ask questions and set parameters for the fight. When the clock runs out, each person will have exactly 30 seconds to give their answer and why. After 4 rounds, this game becomes clearly bullshit, and we will fetch one of our most preposterous matchups from the bowl to argue about that. So what are we waiting for? Let's find out if Voshkop.
All right, so,
All right, so
DK's got one up
he's
first,
got
right?
one first.
Green Lantern versus Nick Fury.
Which Green Lantern?
Yeah, there's like a bunch, like 5.
I don't know.
No, there's like thousands.
There's 7,200.
Well, when you
Actually,
talk about
17
the Green Lantern,
7,204. Yeah, but that could be the like Kyle Rayner is the Green Lantern for me.
No, that Green Lantern.
Yeah,
in
and that's wrong,
Specific
but-
is what I'm talking about.
Because the Green
Yes.
Lantern is Hal Jordan.
No,
that.
actually,
No.
the Green Lantern is Jon Stewart.
Fuck
so
that is Kyle
Jon
Rayner.
Stewart.
No
No
Kyle
one likes
Rayner
Jon
was
Stewart.
Ion first. He brought back the corpse.
Can
Yeah,
we,
Kyle
can we
Rayner
agree
was a
that Jon
traitor
Stewart is
bitch.
bullshit?
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you on that. Like, Jon Stewart is nobody's Green Lantern. Guy Gardner over Jon Stewart.
Do you mind if we argue out who the Green Lantern should be?
Yeah, sure. You just can do that. You
Like,
just can decide which. Green
Not Jon
Lantern.
Stewart. Can we agree with that?
All right, so one
okay,
down.
so fucking Kyle Rayner is the Green Lantern.
If it's
No,
not
he's
Jon
not.
Stewart,
Why isn't he?
I'm gonna go with fucking Hal Jordan.
Fuck that.
Boom.
Because
Fuck yeah.
Boom. 2-1.
no, you wouldn't have Hal Jordan. Fuck he's all. Let's go with Hal Jordan.
All right.
Fine.
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Okay.
Let it work against him if you got it. Whatever.
Yeah, right.
Do your
Hal
thing.
Jordan,
Versus-
Green Lantern versus.
Nick Fury.
Which Nick Fury?
Black or white. That's all you need to say.
I thought you were gonna say black or regular.
Black or
Like
regular.
Ultimate Universe Nick Fury or regular Marvel Universe Nick Fury?
Black or white.
Black or white?
Sam Jackson or Earl
David
Grey hair?
Hasselhoff.
Or
Yeah.
Solid
Oh,
Snake
man.
looking motherfuckers.
Yeah, let's go Solid Snake looking motherfucker.
The white one. All right.
The white
Well,
one.
2 minutes go.
All right. Where are they?
I don't know.
Is it on the hovercraft?
Is a helicarrier.
It's a giant hovercraft.
You're-
It's not a hovercraft.
It's a helicarrier.
You're a helicarrier.
You really wanna get
You're
into
a
this?
helicarrier.
Time limit. Fucking
All right,
shit.
fair enough.
Minute 40,
Is
by
it
the
on
way.
the helicarrier? Is it on Oa, which is the Green Lantern's core
Like
planet?
the base.
Is it on Mogo, who is
Mogo,
also a
which
Green
is
Lantern?
amazing.
Mogo is a
Who
Green Lantern.
Spoilers, not alive anymore.
No.
Oa is also the center of the universe.
Right. Where are we?
Central Park.
I knew he was going to do that. So, like, make us run through all of it.
DC Universe Central Park or Marvel Universe Central Park?
Because Marvel Central Park actually exists. It's like actual Central Park.
So
that
is
was
DC's.
The actual Central Park.
Our Central Park?
Yes.
So
our
they're in
Central.
our universe.
Fucking right.
Nick Fury and... Okay.
So Thor and shit doesn't exist, and none of them actually exist. They're just here for some reason.
Wait.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah. Wait. Does Nick Fury have access to any of our world's government satellite technology?
50 seconds.
All right. Hal Jordan's ring work in our universe?
Yes.
So,
Is he fully charged?
Yes.
but this how does it work in our universe?
Shut up!
is
It
the
works.
lantern
It
in our-
works. Time limit.
Does it work?
Yes.
Done.
Okay.
He makes us up the rules. That's
does
it.
anybody-
He
who
makes
knows
us
who's
up
coming?
rules.
Why
Why are they fighting?
They both know.
They both know that it's like how they meet, how this happened.
Over
20 seconds.
I don't know.
Are they in Central Park or above Central Park flying?
In Central Park.
In it.
In it.
In the woody parts or the open, like, kids playing parts?
Open
It's in
field.
Central Park.
Time of day.
9.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
5
Season?
seconds.
Summer.
Okay.
Night or
what I
day?
need.
What was it? Day?
Afternoon.
Afternoon?
Yeah.
All right.
And summer.
I've got an answer.
Alright, So,
And fucking, like,
who wants to go first?
I want to go first.
All right, Sinelli,
Fucking Green Lantern.
you've
He's
got
gonna
30 seconds
smash
to
him.
go.
Fuck it. He's going to smash him with a fucking hand, and that's the end of it.
A big ass
Yeah,
boxing
right,
glove.
exactly. I don't give a shit what Nick Fury's in our world. Fuck him. Hal Jordan wins.
All right, well, Mare, how about you? 30 seconds go.
Hal Jordan, I'm done. It's clear. Like, clear and utter. I love how he's also my favorite superhero. My favorite superhero and my favorite version of that superhero.
Fuck that.
No.
Okay. Well,
Agree with that.
No. No.
Okay, well,
I'll turn you around.
No, you will not.
Yeah.
I get 30 seconds go.
Fuck Ion, last
Hal
ditch
Jordan, I'm done.
There you go.
Last ditch effort.
DK?
I don't know either of them. I just picked names out of the hat.
You have a hat?
I'm wearing it.
They're all mixed in your dreads and
So,
shit.
but I mean, have you seen the Green Lantern movies?
No.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Please don't offer that as an
No,
example.
I know both
But
of them
how
based
else-
through video games.
Okay, so still.
That's about it.
Who do you think would win in that fight?
Based off a video game.
3W, GK.
It's not really my answer, though. It's between you three. I'm the one for the split decision.
I mean, let's
And
face
there's
it,
no
Green
split
Lantern
decision
won.
here. There's three.
Green Lantern won, absolutely. And
Yeah.
Kyle Rayner would have whooped his fucking ass more than Hal Jordan, but still.
Not at all.
Would have been more creative, at
I
least.
think Hal
Fucking, he
Jordan
can go back to
would've-
art school and suck it.
I think
Hal Jordan can continue to be a
I
failed
think,
fighter pilot.
I think Hal Jordan would have
Yeah, and a
whooped Kyle
successful
Rayner's
Green Lantern.
ass.
Kyle
And
Rayner
then
was so
Kyle
much
Rayner
more
would've
successful.
gone and cried about it.
No.
But anyway, okay, so
Bullshit.
it looks like Kyle Rayner
Nick Fury.
is dying a horrible death, and Hal Jordan.
Well, that needs to be an argument in and of itself. That could probably go on for 2 or 3 fucking hours because you guys are so fucking wrong. You said John
of all-
Stewart. Okay? Fuck
First of
you.
all-
You have no opinion.
First of all, I mean, I wanted to
I'll
kind
agree
of
with
say
that.
Guy Gardner because I hate Guy Gardner's personality, but I
Mm-hmm.
love when he's a red and Green Lantern. I love
Alright,
that
that
Guy
was cool.
Gardner. He's so crazy powerful. But
That was cool.
Fuck
you all still.
Guy Gardner's my second favorite.
I'll give you that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Above
All right.
Kyle.
Let's just agree that John Stewart's still at the bottom of our list.
Nope.
fuck both of you.
I'll
Like-
put John Stewart above him. I like his constructs.
Oh, fuck you.
Yep.
All right,
That is
so
ridiculous.
Kilowog and Tomar Ray, too.
Mark's second
So
fucking
full
sense of
of
racism
I'm
here.
gonna go next.
Fuck
The
all that.
Black Nick Fury and the regular one. And nailed John Stewart, the only Black Green
It is.
Lantern.
I think
is
about
the
my
worst
Nick
one.
Furies the way I think about my coffee. It's either black or it's regular.
Oh, shit. All right, who wants another shot?
motherfucker.
And fucking who would
So
win?
I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna say mine is Eric Brooks, who's Blade, and versus Eric Draven, the Crow.
So Blade versus the Crow.
Yeah.
I was actually going
2
to use a
minutes.
Blade fight, too.
Before or after he's dead? Nah, that's a stupid question. He's only the crow after he's dead, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
No, she did say Eric Draven. So Eric Draven or Eric Draven the
Eric
Crow?
Draven, the Crow.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Before or after he killed Tintin? It kind of matters.
movie Crow or comic book Crow?
Let's keep it movie because ZK's seen them.
Brandon Lee Crow?
Yeah.
Okay. Not like the third yellow one.
No.
Not Edward Furlong.
No, fuck all those other crows. Well, the second one was kind of cool. The
Second
rest
one
of them
was cool.
suck.
The
Yeah,
second one was
kinda
cool.
is the right word. Like,
The second
minute
one was
20.
cool. It was creepy shit. Where?
L.A.
why are they fighting?
Because Blade doesn't know what he is, and he's going to like try to find out about him. So he's hunting him down.
Look at this
and-
creepy motherfucker. I'm a vampire. That's all I'm thinking in my head. Like, is this dude a vampire?
Exactly.
He's all
50
painted the
seconds.
fuck up. He could be a vampire.
Wearing
So,
Halloween
yeah.
makeup.
So he's coming in on him.
Blade have the sword?
Of course, it's his fucking
Does he have any
sword.
other gadgets?
He's got his blade gadgets.
Okay.
Is Ernie Hudson involved in any way?
No.
Does he know how the crow affects him? Has he learned that from observing
He
him?
doesn't,
Did he observe him?
because he didn't observe him.
Does
He's
he
going
notice?
to see him.
Does he notice the crow hanging around throughout the fight?
Well, maybe. I mean, squab. Do you think he notices? 20 seconds.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think he
Yes or no?
notices?
Sure, he notices.
Does he know the
Okay.
crow is his weak point?
He doesn't know the crow's his weak point, but he
Okay.
does notice the crow.
Right.
But then again, LA's full of crows. 8 seconds.
Does he know not to let him touch him? Not to let Crow touch Blade?
The Crow touch Blade.
No. Crow, because he like fucks
Crow,
with you
yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like when he
Good
touches
question.
you, he shows you like your past.
No, he doesn't know what his powers are. He's just going to go see him
Okay.
to figure him out.
I'm good.
Like he's just going to knock on his door.
No, he's going to...
Hello.
All right, so, Mare,
Tea time.
30 seconds, go.
I'm gonna go with Blade. I think if he notices the crow, there's a 90% chance he's just gonna kill it out of the off chance that it might have something to do with it. And yeah, no, I'll put Blade over the crow. Like, it's just fighting skill wise, he's way higher. Plus, he has. I mean, they're different universes, so it's hard to gauge strength, but you probably think they're somewhat equal. as far as that goes. So the thing the Crow had on other people was the hand touchy thing, and I'm going with Blade basically. Let me finish this thought. It's like he had the hand touchy thing, and
Right.
he was super strong.
Right.
And
he
shifty.
couldn't get
And
shot
whereas
or-
Blade is also super strong and has years of experience fighting supernatural creatures.
Uh-huh.
Like, he's going to take the shot on the Crow first chance he gets, I think.
Okay, DK, 30 seconds. Go.
Only because he has his gadgets, I'm gonna go Blade,
Okay.
and that's my explanation because he has his gadgets.
Boring.
That's the only way I can see him killing him.
He's making up for me going over. He's just keeping it tight.
Fair enough.
All right, well. Tonelli, go ahead.
It seems to be the theme tonight I'm going against. It's the Crow. I think the Crow's got Blade, despite Blade's experience, which is a very good point. I didn't think about it and made me rethink it. But no, I think the Crow wins. I think Eric Draven Crow. If
Sounds
they're-
like you didn't rethink it enough.
it's
Seems like you're still wrong.
if
seconds.
they're fighting, it's because Blade has something to do with why he died. So, in my opinion, I think the Crow wins.
Does
Okay.
he think Blade is Tintin?
What do you
You're the
think?
guy who killed Tintin.
Well, in my opinion, I think really the Blade would have won because
I'm tired of
if
losing
anything,
tonight.
Blade would have noticed
Scratch
the
my Blade flag
Crow
out the book.
and realized something was fishy about it. And Blade's been around a while. Eric Draven as the Crow is kind of a freshling if you go by the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Blade, motherfucker, Blade. Okay.
Blade, motherfucker,
So
Blade.
it looks like Blade is taking that one home.
Damn straight. Taking it home and fucking it in the butt.
Who's next? Who is
Tonelli, did you
next?
come up with one?
Yeah, I got one. You got one?
I got one too.
You want to go? Or you want me to go?
Let's roll for it.
All right.
I'll take odds.
Rolling dice, nerds.
One.
All right, let's do it. All right, so I did a buddy system on this one.
Okay.
So it's Groot and Rocket Raccoon versus Cyborg and Robin.
2 minutes go.
Which Robin?
Tim Drake.
Okay.
Okay.
Are they holding hands, sophomore going steady style?
Which two?
Teams, are they both?
All
holding-
4 of them.
Like, do they have to hold hands?
Yeah, it's at the
Or-
prom.
Because you're talking. You're talking buddy system, and when I'm going with buddy system, I'm talking like school trips where they'd be like working the buddy system.
I'm
You
talking
gotta-
buddies with benefits.
Buddies with benefits.
Who's laying the pipe in Groot and Rocket's relationship?
Rocket.
All right.
Obviously, you can't
Yeah.
put Groot inside that fucking.
Why not?
raccoon.
Groot could grow any size stick.
Who's laying the pipe in that relationship?
I guess I'm being really offensive this episode.
Well
Where?
20.
What? Whose prom is it?
It is.
Like, are all 4 of them going to the same school and it's their prom, or is it like?
Well, no. They're supposed to be at different proms. Groot and Raccoon got mixed up and went to the wrong high school.
First of all, how this
So, did they realize they went to the wrong one, or did they say fuck it, crashing it?
one minute?
No, they were thinking about crashing it, and then Cyborg and Robin started poking fun at them that they went to the wrong school, and they got really upset.
Now they're fighting in the, which would probably only assuming is the
50
gym
seconds.
and the parking lot, or
Parking
the
lot.
Parking lot.
Parking lot.
Ooh,
Is there
parking lot
anybody
brawl.
there? Are they watching?
All the student body is there.
So it's like the circle.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a circle
No,
fight.
it's not the circle. It's like lined up on the sidewalk, semicircle style. There's room to fight out
Weapons
that
involved?
way. Rocket has a fairly big arsenal. Cyborg, his normal,
Has
just
cyborg
body.
stuff.
Robin, the staff, and a couple things in some pouches.
All right.
I thought you get a staff till Nightwing.
What?
No, Robin Tim Drake has a staff starting off with.
Nightwing has the
Batons.
nightsticks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 2.
Um.
15 seconds.
Is it okay? Is it raining?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Gotham City prom.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Are there any more Teen Titans around?
5
No.
seconds.
Are there any more Guardians of the Galaxy around?
No. Yes.
All right then.
Groot did.
All right then.
Did
All
Groot?
right.
Yes.
Tonelli, how about you start us off on the clock? 30 seconds, go.
All right. So, Rocket and Groot, because, yeah, Rocket and Groot, because if Rocket's laying the pipe, Groot's pretty pissed off. So, yeah, and Rocket's got a better arsenal. Rocket and Groot, hands down. Even doesn't matter who it is. Groot gets so big in the comic books. If it's the comic book version, I should have asked. I'm gonna go with the comic book version. It was Rocket and Groot
No.
beats this shit out of Tim Drake and Cyborg.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
All right, fair enough.
Honey.
30 seconds from me. Go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Rocket and Groot too, just because Groot is like a magical tree guy. Not magical, but he's from another world.
That's what's in the bag. Some magical trees.
Yeah, let's how about them magical trees?
Yeah, well, how about them?
I passed this to him a million years ago.
It doesn't look like it was to me.
Nah, look even closer to you.
What?
You got to call their attention.
Rocket
That's all I
and
was
Groot,
saying.
right?
Rocket and Groot for me. Yeah. Mare. I mean,
No,
DK.
I mean, I hate
30
to
seconds, go.
have it sound like a fucking skipping record, but I was gonna go Groot and Raccoons as well. I've never seen really either. I know who Robin and Cyborg are, and I know who
Right.
Groot and Raccoon are. I just never seen them in their respective areas. But I do know Robin and Cyborg are like the Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
When
Right.
Rocket and Groot are just like
10
vicious
seconds.
fucking
Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah. Like,
They're bounty hunters. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
right. Uh-huh.
They know what they're
Some
doing.
fucked up shit has gone through the Teen Titan world, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk
Tara-
fucked up though? Rocket.
Tara fucking strong. Tara
Yeah,
strong.
Rocket is like one of the tragic stories of
Oh.
the Marvel universe.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it is pretty sad.
Yeah, but
Mare,
Tim
how about
Drake-
you?
Tim Drake's story's pretty fucked up.
I'm gonna go.
True.
I'm gonna go Rocket and Groot. Rocket and Groot too for sure.
Landslide.
Yeah,
So landslide for Rocket and Groot.
yeah, they're just.
Is that what Rocket?
They're
Is
too good.
that what Groot kicks behind?
Landslide.
A landslide.
Yeah. Is that what happened?
I like that.
That was good, right?
Round of applause.
Thank you. So whose turn is it?
It's yours.
Is it mine?
It's yours, bud.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm going with Invincible. Hold on, the other guy keeps popping out of my head. I have a photo up of him right now. Stop it. Okay, it's
Okay, look up Invincible on your phone. Get ready for this.
Invincible versus Thor.
2 minutes
Invincible
ago.
versus Thor.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, but
But Thor does not have the hammer.
where are they then?
Invincible's universe, which is why Thor doesn't have his hammer.
So Thor's, I mean, not.
What do you mean, which is why Thor...
Which version of Thor are we talking? Like, does he revert back to his normal self, or is he just Thor without the hammer and lightning
Thor
powers?
without the hammer and lightning powers.
Okay, so he can't fly.
Right.
Well,
Well, no,
he
because he
can't.
well, he
flies
can
by
fly-
throwing
He can't
the
throw
hammer.
himself.
It depends on who's writing them. Walt Simonson.
Walt-
Who's writing them for you?
Walt
In the
Simonson.
movies,
He flew.
by throwing the hammer.
So
Minute
he's just gonna
24.
fly.
Yeah, he can fly.
Okay, so fly, super strong,
Yeah,
and
and he's Thor
yeah.
in
and
general.
Can he extend his lifespan or healing factor?
Thor,
No.
Is that what
Invincible.
Invincible can do?
Yeah, because
well,
that'll play a big part in my decision.
Invincible is okay. You know, you watch Dragon Ball Z, right?
Tell me what he has and doesn't have.
He has all that, but you know Dragon Ball Z.
No.
You've never seen Dragon Ball Z either?
Minute.
No, I watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh my god.
Just disgraced everybody's fucking table.
Oh, they had a cooler story.
All right, Invincible has everything that the wiki says he has.
Where are we?
Invincible's universe,
No, specifically.
40. 3 seconds.
arts, costume warehouse under the mall.
Okay. Shit. Which version of Invincible? Where are we at in his timeline?
Most current version of
Okay.
Invincible.
I'm not really up to date with it, but I'll
30
assume
seconds.
he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
He was
paying his
killed at one
bills.
point.
Has he grown a mustache yet?
No, he's not grown a mustache yet.
did he get laid last night?
Yes.
From
By who?
Adam Eve.
I
Nice.
don't know this.
Adam and Eve.
Adam. And that's his girlfriend, Adam Eve.
Yeah.
She can create matter.
What about oh my god, who's the second person?
Thor.
Thank you. Did Thor get laid last night?
No, he did not.
No Sif action,
No.
huh?
That's you.
No slushies going on.
One.
No slushies. No slushies whatsoever.
Ooh.
All right.
I'll start it off.
Mare, 30 seconds on the clock. Who would win? Go.
I'm gonna go Invincible. It's like I said, it's been a while since I've been up to date with Invincible, but last I checked, he's done some fucking crazy shit. Like, I've seen him, like, fucking destroying planets worth of people and aliens, like, attacking him and shit. Not only that, but the fight with his dad was pretty fucking intense. At, the Omega Man, right? What's his name?
10
Omni-Man.
seconds.
Omni-Man, yeah. But I think he could take on Thor just because he doesn't have the hammer. The hammer is the tipping point for me with that one. Like, if he had the hammer, I'd for sure 100% Thor, but
So one for Invincible because he
One for
doesn't have the
Invincible.
hammer.
yeah.
All right. Tonelli, 30 seconds. Go.
It was his question.
Yeah. It
Oh.
was my creative, so
Oh.
it's DK.
DK, 30 seconds. Go. Well, because DK is...
Well, I don't really know either of them, but reading up on them, I'm gonna go Invincible as well. That's where, like I said, the healing factor, super strength, he flies.
Thor flies.
He's got everything Thor's got, but he's got more.
I think Invincible's. Oh, go ahead. I'll explain later.
But yeah, that's just Invincible. Like I said, I don't know either of them, so I can't really go into detail.
2 for Invincible. 30 seconds on the clock for me. Go. It's a shame that Thor doesn't have a hammer. Because I love Thor so much.
Thor takes the hammer. Hand gestures.
Anyway, it's a shame that he doesn't have the hammer, but Invincible, I don't know much about Invincible, but I really like the art, and apparently he's, like, stronger and whatnot, so, yeah. DK?
No.
I just gave my
How
answer.
much weed do you smoke?
I was about to ask him something.
No, you were
No,
not.
you were
Yes,
not.
I was.
What is it really?
What was it?
Ask
What
him
was it?
This weed is called.
You're so full of shit.
It's that purple, and we're done.
That is wrong because she packed that bowl with your weed. That was not my weed.
Wow. She's making it even worse, because she's the one who packed it, too.
You need a break.
Time out. Go in the corner.
Get in the bathroom.
I was in the bathroom yesterday. Shit.
Okay, well, Mare,
Hi.
He was the first to answer.
what kind of weed is this?
Well played.
Nelly, what do you think? This was your question. I mean, duh.
Since you went through everyone else.
I know that and have always known that. Jokes are funny.
I meant to pick you guys. Tell us what your opinion on this is, because apparently you have one.
It's Invincible. And I was going to use Dragon
Can you
Ball
stretch your
Z's
foot?
Saiyans
No,
as an example of what
But
Invincible
fuck
is.
that either.
No, right, exactly. But no, I think Invincible would have beat him even with the hammer. I think Invincible is just that much. I don't know. He's just that much more interesting, in my opinion. But all right. So who's next? Did we go through everybody who would win?
So yeah,
No,
Invincible
Maris
won
did.
that.
No, we did not.
Invincible.
Right. All right. I smoked
All
a lot
of
of
you.
weed too.
So yeah, I think we did go through everybody.
You did.
Yeah, we did.
So it's time, ladies and gentlemen.
But clearly bullshit.
Clearly bullshit.
I love this.
Who's
song.
drawing it?
Me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Come on, get in there. Come on.
Don't
Get
go
in
for
there.
a flat one.
Get in
No,
there.
go for a flat one.
Come on, get in there for
You
that
know you
crumpled
wanna
one.
go for a
Get in
flat
there for
one.
one of the crumpled ones. Come on.
Nope. No
Come on.
crumples.
You know you want to see one of the crumpled ones.
Oh my god, this is taking forever.
All right, come on, pull one out. Let's do this.
It's like the tiniest one I've ever seen. Whose is that? Is that
Shit.
That might be
handwriting.
mine.
Yeah.
All
What does
right.
it say?
There you go.
Oh, that is definitely mine. I just put this one in today. Kevin Smith versus Stan Lee.
Kevin Smith versus Stan Lee.
You know who both of them are, right, TK?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stanley,
All right.
the carpet guy.
Yeah, the carpet guy. Yeah, Stanley Steamers.
Stan Lee Steamer.
Stanley Steamer makes your room cleaner.
Excelsior.
True believers.
All right.
All right.
Can I ask, or
2
we?
minutes
Yeah.
go.
All right. What the fuck? Where? Wait. Why are they fighting? That's a big one in this.
Because Kevin Smith missed the deadline for Stan Lee's new comic book company.
Oh, for something he was writing for him.
Yes.
Backstory and
Okay.
shit.
So Stanley is the aggressor, then I guess.
Stan Lee is the aggressor.
All right.
Do we know if fucking Stan Lee knows any fighting whatsoever?
Minute 32.
Stan Lee knows every type of fighting he's ever written.
Oh, so he
What?
knows the fighting styles of all the characters
Absolutely.
he's
Yes.
written.
Yes.
Oh fuck!
So-
All right. Does
Wait.
Kevin Smith have any sort of fighting experience?
As Blunt Man.
So
Is he
can
Blunt Man?
roll
He's
a
basically
mean
Blunt
blunt.
Man right now.
Okay.
With the blunt saber.
Yeah. Sweet. So,
Which is why he missed the deadline, because he was too busy with
fighting
fighting
non-stonedness.
cock knocker. Yeah, right,
1
exactly.
minute.
There we go.
So he's too busy fighting Mark Hamill
Yes.
and
Yes.
as cock knocker
Yes.
with his dildo sword.
Right.
Would Stanley have any weapons, or is he just hand to hand on this one?
Hand to hand.
Does he have the blunt saber, like the
does
bong
have-
sabers?
He does have the bong saber, yes.
Okay. Wait, Stanley or Kevin Smith? Both.
Let's say it gets knocked down mid-fight sometime.
Okay, and it's just up for grabs.
And it's up for grabs.
Okay, interesting.
So if it's up for
30
grabs.
seconds.
What day?
Wednesday,
Time?
2:31 in the afternoon.
Does Stanley have regular strength?
20 seconds.
Yes, but he's quick and agile.
Well,
Okay.
if he can do all those.
What about Kevin Smith? Does he have anything
He's
extraordinary?
He's no stronger
Where we
than
at?
any fat man.
Where are we
10
at?
We're in the
minutes.
studio parking lot of Marvel Studios.
Alright.
5 seconds.
I'm good.
I'm thinking.
Have they eaten that day?
No,
Oh, man, that's a big part.
They didn't eat.
no.
I'll
Alright.
go first.
Well, DK's gonna go first. 30 seconds, go.
Stanley.
Why?
Well, I mean, you said he knows every fighting thing of every character he's ever written, which
Yes.
there's like hundreds of them.
And a lot of them are just
They're-
hand to hand.
He's home turf. Kevin Smith hasn't eaten that day, so you know he's weak. That
Stanley
jersey gets
eats
bigger
once a year.
each
10
appearance.
seconds.
So I mean, Stanley.
Alright. 30 seconds. Mare.
You can go. I was just saying, it doesn't have to be me if you don't want it to be.
Go.
All right, Stanley.
Okay, why?
Same thing. Like, let's run through some characters.
Batman.
Nope.
Oh wait,
Batman.
no, I'm sorry.
He's Marvel, so we're talking Spider-Man.
No, he did
Wolverine.
Batman, right?
What?
Wolverine.
Wolverine. That's a fighting style. Punisher. Nick Fury. Luke Cage. Iron Fist.
Daredevil.
Did he do Quan Chi?
No.
I forget who Quan Chi.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Who
so
was all fucking
Stanley.
yeah, fucking sabers don't matter.
Time up. Who you picking?
I said it.
Stanley. Okay.
What about you? Go ahead, look at me and ask the question.
30
I dare
seconds
you.
to me, go.
It's me again.
I'm gonna go with
He's dead.
if they both hadn't eaten all day. I
Right.
believe the opposite of what DK said. I believe that Kevin Smith would be fine because he's fat and his body will just eat the fat cells. But
We're not fat.
Stan
You don't go
Lee
through
is
any
an
more
old,
problems when
old
we're
man,
hungry.
and even if he can fight, he doesn't have super strength or anything like that. So I think he would be like, and he would be at a loss to Kevin Smith's giant girth. So Kevin Smith,
This giant girth.
whose turn is it?
Nobody's.
Nobody's.
We all went?
It was a completely bullshit.
Well, no, it's Nelly. You can weigh in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. In that case, I think Kevin Smith wins. Not for anything you said, but I think Kevin Smith beats Stan Lee
Why?
just because I like Kevin Smith's writing better than Stan Lee's, despite what he's created. Because
No, Stanley is a better creator than he is a writer. I'll
yeah,
give you that.
absolutely.
It's an antiquated style of his.
Yeah. But no, I think Kevin Smith over Stan Lee. All right, so we're tied on that one. That was yeah, that was today's. I never get today's.
Well, no, it didn't tie. That was just your
All right.
opinion.
Well, yeah.
Stan Lee won.
Fucking right he did.
That's a shame.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Insanely
both.
awesome.
Ain't it awesome, DK?
It's awesome.
You want to do it up top?
The best part of that high five is I watched your arm jiggle the whole way down. And like,
Did you notice he didn't? You just went all the way back here. Like
I didn't want to like risk how far I was.
he tried to go as far away from me as he could.
I
That
refused
was
to
a
look over
challenge.
here, and I was relying on you for the wind up too. Like,
I noticed.
and I was like, I'm just gonna post there real hard now. Like, so when he hits it, it's just gonna pop.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Anyway, before the show, guys, we played a tabletop game called Betrayal at House on the Hill, and now we're gonna review it.
I want to play a game.
All right, so when we review board games, we rate them from a scale of 1 to 5, and we go for 5 topics. We go consistency, aesthetic, fun, difficulty, and recommendations. We already tallied up our votes here, and we're gonna go through and just give a little bit of insight as to why we voted these numbers. So consistency, DK, you gave it a 5. Why?
Why do you always have to start with that?
Why can't you just answer the question?
She
You're
wants
at
to
the
hear-
beginning of the alphabet.
I am. I know.
Yes.
true.
Yes.
I am. I don't really understand the consistency part of it, but I like the game, so I just gave it a 5. That's my explanation behind consistency.
It's what? Why didn't you ask? Consistency is how do you feel it held up, one, throughout the game, and two, over different plays of the game. Do you think you like how it varies or stays the same, or?
Oh, that's what that one was?
Yeah.
All right, well, I've been looking at it a completely different way.
What are you looking at it as?
Just it feels fun, even though that's a
No,
category
that
in
is
itself.
that is its own category. Yeah, no, consistency is like how it holds up throughout gameplay. Does it stay consistent or at a good pace? And then from play to play, does it stay consistent?
Yeah, I mean it's a lengthy game, but not too long. Some of them haven't lasted very long.
Yeah, no,
That
some of
was-
them go quick.
Yeah, some of them go real quick. When
Sometimes you
have
get
shitty
lucky
rolls.
on the board.
That
But
last one wasn't too... Yeah, like you guys got lucky.
That was
Like,
one
what
of the quicker
fuck,
games.
man.
Yeah, we
You
did.
you got two of you started in the fucking rooms where you had to be at.
Yeah.
And then you were like 3 spaces away from the other one. Like it was bullshit.
And it's funny too because I was worried about it for a minute when you became the trader because I was like, all 3 of us have been getting hit for a lot of physical damage early on in the game, and I was just like, our mental's going up though. And then, hey, guess what? All you have to do is make mental rolls in certain rooms, and it's just like, cool, let's
Yeah,
do it.
fucking
And we closed it out real
Killed
quick.
it. Yeah, it did. Once I was the trader, it went down pretty quick.
About 2 turns.
Yeah, it
2
wasn't
full
much.
rounds of people.
Yeah. So,
But yeah.
all right. So he's at a 5. What do we got
Tonelli, you gave it a 4.
for consistency?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, it makes sense.
No, I mean, I'm sure it may very well go up on multiple turns, multiple plays, but I feel pretty comfortable with the 4 just because, like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel comfortable with the 4 just because, like, that way it did go really quick. You know what I mean? I really was expecting it to go a little bit longer. Like, I moved into a room and that was the end of my fucking shit. I didn't even get you know what I mean?
There's been times where like the trader part lasts longer than the getting to the trader part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so
That's the ride, though.
Yeah.
You know.
but yeah, that was
so 4 from you. Mary, you gave it a 5.
Yeah. It's always, if it has a long beginning, it'll have a shorter end, and if it has a short beginning, it'll have a longer end. It always balances itself out pretty well. The only problem is if you get too extremes. Like if the game runs way too long until you hit like a haunt, it's gonna go like kind of wonky. And the same in the opposite, if you get a haunt right off the bat, it's also kind of frustrating then too because it kind of fucks everything up. But both are very unlikely and shouldn't happen, but have happened in our past games. But other than that, it's always fun. Like, and it always stays. You know, the pace is always good, and no matter what's happening, whether it's pre or post trader, it's still consistent for me.
Cool. I gave it a 4, just because there are those times where you really shouldn't have those times where you get lucky like that. Like that was a complete turn of like shit luck in our favor.
Right.
You know, you didn't even have the chance because we were just there and done by the second turn. So, and there has been times, like Mare said, that it was like that, so I gave it a 4 for that. Across the board consistency, we gave it a 4.5. So that was like the average one. Next is aesthetic, the general look and feel of the game, you know. Mare, you gave it a 5.
Right. No, I think it looks really good. The cards, I like that they have the same coating that playing cards have on them, so it's a board game with like a deck of cards that's actually easy to shuffle and hand out, which is really important in games like that where you're doing it a lot.
Right.
All the pieces, they're already painted, but I'd like it if we could paint them, but it's not a big deal because at least they made the effort towards it. And the whole style of the board that it creates every single time you play in a different way. And it's kind of up to you to do it, and it makes it part of like exploring the house again too, which is very fun. So yeah, that's why.
Cool. DK, you also gave it a 5.
Yes.
Okay.
4K.
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 Yeah, 4K.
Okay. Isn't that what?
4K pig.
Porky Pig.
I like the
That's
logo.
all,
I like the
folks.
board. I like the pieces. I also really like the hero cards that they have 2 separate versions of them.
Right, on either side.
Yeah, that was
professor
really
and
cool.
So
and
that
the
saves some
father.
space.
But also, I don't like it because of the pieces. Because the pieces already only come as one of them.
Right. They're not
You know.
2 different people. It's the
Yeah.
same person.
So like generally, like, if I play as the priest, like they got the little piece as a professor anyway.
Yeah.
Well, no, he also works as the priest. It's just a priest wearing a white coat. He still has the collar if you look really closely.
It's a red tie.
They work as
Yeah.
both. Is it a red tie?
It's a red
Yeah.
tie.
I think I'm wearing red ties, whatever.
No.
I'm not a priest, I don't know what
That
they
is
do.
not what a priest
He's
do.
wearing the collar underneath it. It's
That is
hidden.
not how priests do.
No.
No, he
But,
touches the little 12-year-old.
He's
He's
holding
Well,
a
you
lantern,
still you gave it a 5 though, just because the
Yeah, I still
shit
gave it
that
a
was
5.
bad about it wasn't bad enough.
No,
Or-
it is-
no, I'm sorry, you gave it a 4.5. As aesthetic.
Can you believe this one?
Just trying to tank you.
All she's
Sorry.
doing right now is supposed to be reading off the page.
But I believe you gave it a 4.5 because of the wonkiness of the.
The pieces.
Yes, exactly. So
Because the tie wasn't really painted on my guy right, so that's why I was like 4.5.
Tonelli, you gave it a 4. Why?
Soft dick syndrome.
all
That's
the,
what they killed a boner of this
Listen.
game.
Kill my game.
I don't
it
know. This is the third
I
time
think-
doing this.
I think I said, yeah. I think I said when we were playing it, or a discussion after the fact, some of the, just the cards, not even the definitions, were a little much on the,
Wordy.
Yeah, right. I was trying to think of a better word, but basically wordy. And not that that's bad, but for the card and what it was supposed to be, it was a little much. But I really did enjoy, like I said, it looked like Frank Quitely is one of my favorite artists of all time, drew the cards. Characters, whether he did or didn't, it still looked that way. And I am really digging this whole concept of building the board as we go thing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Toads. I gave it a 4.5. Just because of all the good stuff you guys said and the bad stuff you guys said. The figures are too wonky for me.
I didn't say
And I
anything
like the
bad.
building of the board. I like the building of the board. The game's always different. House is always different. And it
Another
looks
one.
good. I dig it. So across the board, for aesthetic, we gave it a 4.5. Hurrah!
Is that Klingon?
Aesthetic.
If you say it like that, that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Like, that doesn't mean it's just, like, bitch.
So
Like, that's not Klingon.
fun. How fun was it, DK? You gave it a 5.
I was pointing at Mark because you asked me the first one, him the second one.
Why don't you ask someone different
Yeah.
for each of these
That's what I'm saying.
categories?
Give it to Mark first. Plus, it was his first time playing.
Also,
Since you
would
called
get
me
one.
out.
I didn't know. Well, actually, you know what? We went across the board with 5s, guys.
There you go.
Did we?
So,
Cool.
Tonelli, why did you give it a 5?
It's fucking fun, man. That's
Yeah?
all. It's still fun. It was a good time.
I get yelled at for that answer, by the way.
Yeah, you guys are
give more
really
of opinion than
bad at
just fun.
explaining
No,
why.
Listen, it's going to take a lot for me to sit down and play board games these days. So it was a fun time, and it's interesting. It keeps it interesting by changing all the time.
Right.
How did you feel about it?
Yeah. What did you think? You gave it 5.
I gave it a 5 too because it is fun. I would give it a 5.5 if I could be the trader all the time because that's my favorite. But I'm not, so
Can't
it got a
always
5.
be the anti-hero or the villain.
Why? You can always be an asshole.
But I can be a cool asshole or
No.
a good asshole.
Hey, we're assholes that you like to hang out
Right, exactly.
Just because you put up with me.
That's enough of an issue in and of itself.
But anyway, yeah, I gave it a 5. It was a lot of fun. DK, why'd you give it a 5?
I mean, I had just as fun playing this as I did when I was a kid going to the Discovery Zone. So,
It's a very specific answer.
Yeah.
Discovery Zone!
this Discovery Zone, the original Sahara Sames on the Boulevard. that
Somebody
place was
high
fun.
five him for that because I
But,
suck at
um,
high fiving.
You know what?
Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
God.
My phone.
There was so much high fiving thunder that Tonelli's phone flew from his
But,
hand.
no, all joking aside, that is a very fun game. If you like bored or not, it's definitely a game you can set up, play it anytime with your friends and have fun with.
Yeah, completely. Mare, you also 5.
Oh, really?
4K 5.
It's a great game.
Cool.
It's completely fun all the
That's a
time.
one-up
I
on
have a
fun.
good time every time. The scenarios are all fun, and it's a great idea, and it works well.
Totally. So 5s across the board for an average of, guess what?
6. Oh, shit.
5.
10?
So,
10?
Yeah, you did give it
so
10
next,
best,
our next category is difficulty. It's how you feel about the difficulty, how easy it was to pick up and retain and everything. So, I gave it a 4.5, just because, like, you know, sometimes you gotta look up some stuff, even after you played it a few times. Sometimes you're gonna be like, well, where does this go? You gotta, you know, play it a little bit to just become 100% on it. So, 4.5. Mare, you gave it a 4.5?
Yeah. It's a pretty easy game to play once you get rolling into it, but picking it up, it's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of if-thens, you know, like, if this happens, then do this.
Yeah.
But if this
Cause and
happens, then
effect.
do this. There's a fair amount you can do in the game, but you're kind of a little constricted within it. There's a lot of weird rules that kind of mess up the flow and making it realistic. But that's nitpicking. It's otherwise really good, and like once you're rolling in it, you remember how to play it every time you go back to it. It's not a hard one.
Totally.
Yeah, it's a 4.5.
Nice. DK, you gave it a 5?
Yes, it did. It's easy to learn, easy to pick up, which are pretty much the same thing. But still, it was...
But is it easy to put down?
No, because I have fun playing it. I
Well,
would play it
then
right now
that's
if we could.
We
The
can't
catch-22.
just like hold your peace. You have to put it down at some point.
Well, I mean, yeah. I'm
Just
scared.
holding all the room tiles like a deck, like a hand of
You're
cards.
basically saying that all of us mortals are pretty dumb and you're smart because you gave it a 5. Tanelli, you
No,
also
not at
gave it
all.
a
I
5.
wasn't even done my explanation either, but whatever. Rude.
Fuck it, we gave it 5s. Come on. Fuck yeah!
Microphone
That was
is
enough
in
of
the
a
way.
thunder.
Major microphone.
You gotta
everywhere.
dodge that microphone now, too.
No, listen, first time playing it, and I don't play a lot of board games, I never have. But you can pick it up. I picked it up real quick. I sat in the bathroom and was the fucking trader for 15, 20 minutes. It was,
That's where the traders always go.
Yeah, like, what the
They always
fuck?
go to the
Trader
bathroom.
sitting
but,
in the bathroom.
no, it was fun. It was a good time.
But no, I also wanted to mention before you interrupted me.
I
I
did.
don't understand how you got. I said I was smarter than you because of that.
We are.
I did
We
not
are.
say
No,
that
we are.
at all.
No.
But I was just gonna say it was easy because even
What I was just
being-
gonna say is you guys are idiots.
you guys are a couple corkies.
Whoa, we don't say that around
Corky's
here.
with the dust
A couple of corkies and a grape.
Two
No, but
corkies.
whether you're the trader or not, like when you have to read through that book to figure out what you're doing, what you have to do to stop them, what you can do, what you can't do, it's very specific. It's not like, oh, well, I'll know if I can do this.
At the same
Let
time,
me
you can
keep
get
going.
creative with it too.
That too,
Because like with
And
my
lie
like
and
with
cheat.
no, but look, you're right. It is very specific.
because they don't know until the
Like
end.
DK always does.
But at the same time, like I
Never
was
did.
like I said yesterday, it said I couldn't touch the medallion that you guys would use to reverse the aging. But the dog card that I pulled on my first turn could carry and do anything. I'm like, fuck yeah, the dog's gonna carry this shit. I'm gonna go find it, you know. But I, still never get the chance to do it. But still, yeah. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
So where are we at across the board on that one?
Totally. Across the board for difficulty, we gave it a 4.7.
Love bath.
Right? Math. Where'd that 7 come from? So recommendations.
Mathemagical.
I love that. Recommendations. How excitedly would you recommend one of your friends
How
to play this
fervently?
game? Across the board, we gave it a 5. Tanelli, tell me why.
Anything that's going to keep me interested, I'm going to recommend to somebody else, one way or the other. That's my reasoning.
Fair enough.
I also gave it a 5, obviously.
You are the
because-
100% of the reason for dead air in the show. And like mid-sentences.
And I'm also the backbone of this bullshit. So
I agree.
Fuck you.
The back is broken.
You got to get that Forrest
Okay.
Gump brace.
Okay.
Bane's up in this bitch.
Let's
The
give
aluminum
it,
monster.
Let's break the back. I gave it a 5. Play that shit. It's cool. Mare, you gave it a 5.
Yeah, I play that shit. It's also cool. I love it. It's a great game. If I was there to like open the rule book and shit, I would recommend anyone playing it with me.
Stole my answer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would
Literally,
need to
that's-
be there with them to guide them through it the first time. And it's not even saying me, it's just someone who's played it before makes that game so easy to hop into.
No,
Like her
yeah,
was
right.
playing with us real quick, and he had a good time too.
Right.
He was getting
Yeah.
all pissed because he couldn't stab slime. He's like, why can't I go up and attack it? Like, it's like, because dude, you're out of moves, but it's right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So across the board again, we gave it 5s. 5s.
Awesome.
DK, why'd you give it a 5?
Oh, I thought she was gonna skip me. I was like, hold on.
I know, I
I'm
saw
gonna
the
wait.
finger, yeah.
I want to be rated for it. Nah, same thing he said. I mean, even if someone's not really in the board games, I would recommend playing it, but I would want to be there to show them how to play it with your smirky ass face.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, across the board, we gave it 5s.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Mare,
Yeah.
overall,
Ooh, what did I give it? Yeah. Overalls. I gave
You
it
gave-
overalls.
Overall,
you
it's-
gave Betrayal,
You didn't give me overalls.
A House on the Hill, a 4.9.
I have them.
Feel like that's about right.
DK,
Yo.
you also gave it a 4.9.
4.9 Clove.
Feel good about that. Feel good about
Is
4.9.
that is 4.9 all 5s and one 4.5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Tonelli,
4.
4.6.
All right.
2 4s, 3 5s.
And we introduced you to this game.
I
How dare you.
also gave it a
I'm not in
4.6.
I'm not in your. Ah, that's
4.6
right.
as well. Yeah.
So overall, we voted this game we rated this game at a 4.7.
4.7 stars.
4.7 stars.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yay! 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 Game time over! Game time over! No more games! So DK,
Yes,
how about that hustle fact?
I have one.
Let's do it.
In 2003, Ernie Hudson became a reserve deputy sheriff in San Bernardino County, California.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna. In 2003, he became a sheriff.
Yes.
That's
Reserve
he
deputy
still
sheriff.
that's crazy. Was it honorary?
No.
No, he does it.
That's
but
just what
like-
is he a cop? Like he's a cop? That's what he does?
It says reserve deputy sheriff, so I'm guessing if they're
If something
first
If
happens.
they're
four
out-
deputy sheriffs.
If they're in need. If they're in
And then the
need.
2 assistant deputy sheriffs die.
That's pretty cool. Like, why would he have to do that? Like we've had this conversation before. He could run the convention circuit forever, making money. You know.
Well, maybe that's
I
why.
wonder if that has
Maybe he
anything to do-
actually is playing cops all the time because he's actually a cop.
Steven Seagal's a cop.
Yeah.
I know there was a reality show.
I think there still is.
That's disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
really?
No, it's great.
No.
It's so great. It's America in a nutshell. Like, it's fucking
That's
great.
America. It was a long time ago. My grandparents were still alive because I remember them watching it.
Yeah,
Like, that was
yeah, it's
ridiculous.
fucking bad. But like,
Yeah.
it's it's just too much. Steven Seagal
That's awesome.
must be insulting for the cops.
Well,
You guys tell me the only entertainer in history to bring a gun into the White House?
Really?
Yeah. Can you tell me who it was?
I thought you said it was Steven
No. I'm saying, can you tell
Who
me
was
who
it?
the only entertainer in the world to be allowed to bring a gun into the White House?
Seagal. Was he black?
Ronald Reagan.
No.
That was a fair
Snoop
shot.
Dogg.
No.
I said, was he black?
No.
All right, then I don't know.
Elvis.
Elvis?
His fucking glittery ass pistol.
He gave one to the president at that time.
Probably Reagan.
Probably right.
I forget who. I think was it Jimmy Carter?
Oh,
It
there's
was
a cat.
somebody, but he gave him a gun because he was a reserve deputy sheriff as well.
Pass this to the little one over there.
I watched a documentary on him too.
Who? Steven Seagal?
No, I don't care about Steven Seagal.
That's just gonna be like my I didn't hear you. What did you say? Thing for everything. So,
Steven Seagal?
you know where this thing is?
Get outta
What?
here.
Steven Seagal?
Well, sadly, folks, it is time that we say Dach Jemesh to all of you Hitties Jem'Hadar. JK, we love you guys, but yes, this is the end of the show. Join us next week to hear us talking shit on actors whose kids have ruined their careers. Don't forget that you can download all the past episodes from wizardnerdcast.com, like us on facebook.com/wizardnerdcast, follow us on Twitter @wizardnerdcast. We appreciate your ever-growing support and feedback as we thrust forth into internet infamy.
Sexy.
This has been Jane for Wizard Nerdcast, reminding you that the enemy of your enemy is the enemy you should kill last. Good night, folks.
I really hacked something up.
That's why I said I wanted. You just spit on me. As you said that.
Yeah, dude, it's out of control now.